It's important to be able to interpret a scatter plot and decide what kind of model would fit on the scatter plot. Would a linear model fit? Would a quadratic model fit? And this tool is going to show you, or at least allow you to kind of play around and understand when we interpret which scatter plots as what. So we have a scatter plot here. I'll pick a different one, something maybe a little more easy to understand. So I think this one here is good. So we'll start with a linear model. A linear model is when the dots on the scatter plot, the points, kind of hint that the best model that would fit it is a straight line. That's a linear model. And we can increase the number of points, we can decrease the number of points, and the more points there are, the easier it is to tell, obviously, because you have more evidence. So we'll leave it at here for now, and we can spread the data. So if the data is really far apart, notice there's no relation. There's nothing here that signifies any pattern within the points. The further they're spread, the less of a relation there is. But if they come really tight and there's no spread, well, that's obviously a line. Now we can look at a quadratic model, and a quadratic model is when the points kind of fit a curve. So you see a curve here within the points. And if I take away this line, you can still kind of see this curve right here. We can pick another data set too and look at another example. I think this might be a good example here. This is obviously a curve right here. So we put the line of best fit, and there's the curve. So this is a quadratic model that fits this scatter plot. And again, as the further we spread the data, there's no relation. We don't see a curve with these points, but if the lines or the points come really close together, we see a clear curve. And we can increase the number of data points, we can decrease the number of data points, and again, it's easier to tell with more data points because you have more evidence. Now, if we're working with a linear model, it's important to know, is it a positive association or a negative association? Well, if the slope of the line of best fit is positive, it's considered a positive association. If it's negative, if it's going this way, it's a negative association. And the stronger the fit, so we get something that kind of looks like this, that's a really, really weak association if there's any association at all. This, however, would be a very strong association because there's a lot of evidence to hint that this is actually a line. The point itself come a lot closer to forming a line. So on an exam, they might ask you, find the scatterplot which signifies a strong positive association, or what kind of association does this scatterplot signify? And you'll be able to do that after playing around with a couple of these models and understanding how to name each of the models. Is it linear? Is it quadratic? Is it strong? Is it weak? Is it positive? Or is it negative?